In 1961, a city was cut in half overnight. Concrete, barbed wire, armed guards. The Berlin Wall wasn't just a barrier of bricks. It was the front line of the Cold War. It symbolized a divided world: capitalism versus communism, NATO versus the Soviet Union, freedom versus control. For 28 years, it stood as proof that the global balance of power was locked in place. Most people won't comment. If this surprised you, type what shocked you the most. Like it so this story doesn't die here. Subscribe, because the next one will hit even harder. But here's the mystery. The Berlin Wall did not fall because of a military invasion. It did not fall because of a massive revolution. And it definitely wasn't the result of a secret Western operation. It collapsed because of something far more unexpected. At exactly 6:53 p.m. on November 9th, 1989, one confused man read a piece of paper and changed history. What really happened that night? By the late 1980s, East Germany was slowly suffocating. The country was controlled by the Socialist Unity Party and backed by the Soviet Union. Travel was restricted. Information was controlled. The secret police, the Stasi, monitored millions of citizens. But something had changed. The Soviet Union, under Mikhail Gorbachev, was weakening. Economic stagnation, military overspending, and political unrest were draining the system. Gorbachev introduced reforms, perestroika and glasnost, encouraging openness and restructuring. East Germany refused to follow, and that created tension. Citizens began fleeing through neighboring countries like Hungary, which, loosened its border controls. Protests quietly grew in cities like Leipzig. Churches became organizing hubs. The streets filled with people chanting one phrase: "We are the people." The regime faced a terrifying choice: crack down violently or adapt. But the leadership hesitated, and that hesitation created a power vacuum. On November 9th, 1989, East German official Günter Schabowski held a routine press conference. He was handed a note about new travel regulations. The plan was simple: allow limited travel permits starting the next day. But Schabowski hadn't been fully briefed. A journalist asked, "When does this take effect?" He paused. He shuffled his papers. Then he said the words that echoed across Europe. "As far as I know, effective immediately, effective immediately." Within minutes, Western news agencies broadcast the announcement. East Berliners rushed to border crossings. Thousands gathered, demanding passage. The border guards had no clear instructions. They called superiors. No answers. The crowd kept growing. And then, around 11:30 p.m., one commander made a decision. He opened the gate. No gunfire, no orders from Moscow, no coordinated plan. Just pressure, confusion, and human judgment. And suddenly, the wall was irrelevant. But here's the deeper truth. The wall didn't fall because of one sentence. It fell because the system behind it had already collapsed. East Germany's economy was fragile. The Soviet Union could no longer afford to enforce control across Eastern Europe. Global oil prices had hurt Soviet revenues. The arms race with the United States had drained resources. Information was flowing through television and radio. People could see the difference between East and West. The psychological barrier was breaking long before the concrete one did. When Schabowski misspoke, it wasn't the cause, it was the trigger. The real collapse was economic weakness, political rigidity, and a loss of legitimacy. Within a year, Germany reunified. Within 2 years, the Soviet Union itself dissolved. The Cold War ended not with a battle, but with exhaustion. The Berlin Wall teaches a powerful lesson about power. Systems don't collapse overnight. They erode quietly, economically, psychologically, structurally. And when pressure builds long enough, it doesn't take a war to change history. Sometimes it takes one mistake, one sentence, one moment when control slips. But here's the question. If one miscommunication can topple a regime, how strong was that regime in the first place? History often looks dramatic. In reality, it's fragile. Most people won't comment. If this surprised you, type what shocked you the most. Like it so this story doesn't die here. Subscribe, because the next one will hit even harder. The strongest walls are sometimes already falling, long before anyone notices. If this story made you rethink what you thought you knew about the Cold War, subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden mechanics of power, business, and history. Because behind every headline, there's always a deeper system at work.